Unpopular Opinion. I'm your host, Mika Gatt, joined as always by my panelists, Mr. Kyle Pucci on my left and Mr. Ayush on my right. But today we got our first ever special guest. We got Brad here on the show. It should be a fun episode. We got a debate question to start it off and a really fun game segment, something new we're trying today, coming up for all you guys later today. All right, so let's start with the big debatable topic of the day. Let's talk about the NFL coaches that are on the hot seat. So right now, so far, Bill O'Brien and Dan Quinn have been fired from the Houston Texans and Falcons, respectively. I don't know how Adam Gase has a job, but I don't know how long it's going to last. But outside of those three head coaches, who do you guys think is the next head coach or the next head coaches to get fired, and who's best suited to replace them? What offensive coordinators or college coaches or even NFL head coaches will replace them? Ayush, go ahead. What do you think?
For me, my coach that's on the hot seat is Doug Marrone of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ever since their AFC Championship appearance in 2017 where they lost to New England, it's just been downhill since then. They finished last in their division twice in a row, and they had a top 5 offense and defense there. They made a championship. And after that, they finished below 30th in offense every single year. So Doug Marrone has obviously done something wrong there. Also, their GM should maybe be questioned because the amount of talent that they had in 2017, most of it is out the door except for Miles Jack. And so that's another thing that should be looked at for Jacksonville. And I don't know if they have a good young talent because Josh Allen, the rookie they drafted, or the person they drafted last year, is looking good. Gardner Minshew's in his second year. Laviska Shenault, the rookie receiver, looks good. And their cornerback is looking good. He's top 20 in passes defended, which is, I think he's a rookie. And I'm not sure if you want Doug Marrone molding these guys because, I mean, he already had problems with Jalen Ramsey, which drove him out of Jacksonville. So I think maybe Todd Bowles could be the way to go.
Okay. To replace Doug Marrone.
Because in 2015, he had the Jets with Ryan Fitzpatrick, a tiebreaker out of the playoffs.
He did.
Because they lost the tiebreaker to Pittsburgh to make the playoffs. And that was with Ryan Fitzpatrick with a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. And yet somehow they still had a top 10 offense with him.
Absolutely.
I believe that year they also had a top 10 defense. So I think Todd Bowles, he's a defensive coordinator, but I believe he could be a good replacement.
Awesome. Wow. That's a really good way to start it off. Let's hear what our special guest Brad has to say. Let's see what you have to say, Brad.
You know what? I'm a New England fan. I liked Matt Patricia when he was with New England, but that Lion team needs to do something.
Immediately.
Something drastically.
Yeah.
Because my cousin is actually from Detroit area.
I feel bad for him.
And he said he wouldn't mind seeing Stafford go somewhere else right now so he could actually be the player that he should be.
Wow.
And it's just too bad, really. And the Lions definitely need to do something about their situation, and I think that they should go with either McDaniels or bring back Cowher and just flip that thing up.
I feel like Bill Cowher should be happy. Just got into the Hall of Fame. We just take the relaxing mode.
True.
I know you're not going to say Jimmy Johnson is going to come back and be a new NFL head coach. That's crazy. All right, Kyle, go ahead.
My answer is Mike Zimmer, actually, because
That's a good answer.
I mean, it's just been constant year after failure. 2016, they started the season 5-0. When they started 5-0, they lost 6 straight games, fell out of the playoff race. Next year, they signed Kirk Cousins. They have some more expectations. And guess what happens that year? They also blow it. And then the next year, 2018, you want to know what they were? Favorites to go to the Super Bowl. When they had all the talent, arguably the most talent in the league, and they sucked. They went 8-7-1. This year, or last year, I get it. They beat the Saints in the divisional. I don't give them too much credit. I just believe the Saints choked, as they usually do. And now this year, they're 1-4. Their GM also needs to take I think the GM should also be looked at and possibly fired because, we discussed this in week 1. We were talking about the Packers. They lost so many defensive players thinking it was going to be better. They shipped Stephon Diggs out of town. Now you see the difference he's making in Buffalo. Sorry. And, he's just – last week he blows another game. I'm sorry, but you take the 3 points and you play the odds. And instead he gave it to Russell Wilson. They drove right down the field, and they lost that game too. So now they're 1-4. and they're looking at nothing but doomsday in Minnesota.
So who do you think is going to replace the Vikings next head coach? Any college coaches you thinking?
I like Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh returning. Maybe even Chip Kelly makes a reappearance.
They need they need a coach with some credibility.
Absolutely.
Jim Harbaugh fixed the 49ers, took them to 3 straight NFC Championship games. Was one pass away from winning the Super Bowl. I thought he arguably should have won that because I thought it was a pass interference. You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think actually he's the second best college coach that could be. I think Lincoln Riley is the best college head coach that could become an NFL head coach.
Definitely a mastermind offensively.
I think
he's had 3 NFL talent quarterbacks. As soon as he gets someone that's on NFL talent, they haven't won a game.
Have you seen their defense, Ayush? Have you seen their defense?
Dude, they let up 45 points to Texas.
Okay, how is that his fault? They have a bad defense. He also deserves credit for getting the quarterbacks to where they've been.
Absolutely.
How do you know their talent isn't because of Lincoln Riley? He definitely helps.
I mean, at some point, Jalen Hurts was a stud with Bama too. Like Tua was just better at him. So
yeah, he was such a stud that he got benched in the championship
for
game
Tua.
and shipped out of town.
Tua was the 5th overall pick this year.
Okay, he was benched because he sucks.
Not because he sucked, because Tua was just better than him. You can't tell me right now Jalen Hurts is better than Tua.
If Tua's better, then why wasn't he starting?
Because he was a freshman. No one starts a freshman at a top 5 program.
Okay, you recruited him to Alabama.
Yeah, you recruit him to sit down for the sophomore, junior year, and then they start.
He got benched because he sucked.
No, it's not.
Yes.
He got benched because he wasn't playing well. They had a better option than Tua.
Did you see his numbers in the first half? They were losing because of him. He single-handedly was losing them the game. And then Nick Saban had no other choice but to go to Tua. Anything was I was better at that point.
Kyle Pucci, you heard it here first. Kyle Pucci is committed to Alabama to play football quarterback for the Crimson Tide.
Come on, he sucked so bad that they were going to lose championship games.
He didn't lose a game till his second year there.
Okay, and that also has to do with Nick Saban and that defense.
Sure. All right, well, you guys have your opinions, but I agree that I think Lincoln Riley is a good overall head coach. But so for what I think, for what coach is on the hot seat, I have a little bit more of a bold one. I think Vic Fangio out of Denver. Really similar reasons to what Kyle said about the Vikings and Mike Zimmer. A lot of talent. You got Von Miller. Drew Lock is really underrated. They're sleeping on him, really, in reality, because he's one of the better quarterbacks, at least towards the end of the year last year. He was playing really well. And they have the talent. They have Melvin Gordon, Phillip Lindsay. They got Jerry Jeudy. They got Cortland Sutton. Mm-hmm. Injuries sure plagued them, but I think that they don't need that type of coach to be running there. But my replacement coach, that one is really big. I think Marvin Lewis, who coached 18 years in Cincinnati.
Like
so he right now, people when 2020 ended, Mike McCarthy sat a year because nobody wanted him last year, and then he came into the perfect system in Dallas. But the difference is I hate to say it, but you can see how Dallas Cowboys are doing right now. Even before the gruesome injury for Dak Prescott, they were not doing well. Nope. All the hype that was around them. But the difference is Marvin Lewis is consistent. Yes, he not necessarily had the best.
Consistent at losing.
Yes, but think about the teams that he played with. When you have this buddy right here, Mr. Ocho Cinco, as your number 1 player during your entire career, maybe Carson Palmer.
Andy Dalton, AJ Green,
Carson Palmer. I'd say
Geno Atkins. They had another Carlos Dunlap. They've had plenty of good players.
Okay, but
well, he did win 12 games, I think, 3 times with Andy Dalton.
Are you going to compare him to Aaron Rodgers? No, you can't compare any of them to Aaron Rodgers.
But he just couldn't win.
Playing this Sunday.
Exactly. Dalton's going to be playing because sadly the gruesome injury for Dak Prescott ended his career this year. And that's tough because he's on the franchise tag too.
I don't think there's any way Vic Fangio gets fired.
I don't think so. But I think Marvin Lewis does deserve another chance as an NFL head coach. I think Cincinnati just wasn't the place for him, honestly.
I don't know what Mika said. Denver looks like they started to turn a corner after a while.
Absolutely.
And now you have that clown coaching their team.
Okay, but Drew Lock hasn't even played a full game yet. Drew Lock's played 1 full game, and then you have Cortland Sutton, their receiver, who's their best receiver. He's out for the year. Last year, Von Miller's out for this year too. Chubb is injured, who was pretty good. Their team is nowhere near their full strength. You can't just blame that on the coach. You can't control injuries.
That's a good point.
Okay, injuries happen to everybody. Sometimes
but not that many injuries. So your 5 best players. That's I mean.
A string of bad luck.
That's just bad luck.
Yeah, Brad, any final words you think about coaches, about replacements?
Well, you know what? I think you're right about Cowher. He should just enjoy his retirement. But you know what? I think McDaniels is ready to take on his own team right now.
He did. He tried. He failed. He's back.
He did fail, but I mean, it was his first year.
Exactly. Not a good situation either.
No, it's tough too.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'd say give him another shot, even though like I want to be greedy and just keep him on the Patriots.
Of course.
But
I mean, at the end of the day, but another question is look at Bill Belichick's proteges. Bill O'Brien, Matt Patricia, they're literally systems of the Patriot system, and they've been garbage, really.
Well, even Vrabel, remember?
Vrabel and the Dolphins head coach, Brian Flores.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Brian Flores.
Yeah.
And the Giants head coach, the wide receiver coach for the Patriots, Joe Judge.
He sucks.
He sucks. Yeah, I'm telling you. Because he was with Belichick, you just automatically have to go.
Coach. Imagine hiring your head coach as a special teams coordinator.
Yeah.
Classic New York Giants.
Kyle, that's another episode where we rip on the New York teams. That's another episode.
That's for all you annoying Giants fans.
You guys tune in for the special edition New York episode where we talk about the failure of the New York sports teams, and Kyle has a special Yankees segment that he wants to present.
No, I don't.
All right, well, you guys, I think that was a good topic in terms of the discussion for coaches and replacements. So we're going to move on to something really cool this week, something brand new, a game of sports Jeopardy. So, first of all, I want you guys to meet somebody else first. Gotta put this on. Now I gotta work on my accents.
Oh, man, that's a good look.
Oh, my God.
Hello, everybody. It's really nice to meet all of you. I'm your host, Mickey Mikes, and we're going to be playing a really special game of sports Jeopardy with my fellow panelists. We got Ayush, we got Kyle, we got Brad. All right, everybody, you know how this game works. We got 3 categories. We got NFL, we got NBA, and we got miscellaneous. We got 2 points, we got 4 points, we got 6 points, and we got one final Jeopardy question. Let's get it on! Hey! Let's start out.
You look like that guy from Fallout Boy.
I like it. I like what I hear. All right. Let's start with question number 1. Ayush, you got question number 1. All right.
I'll take NFL for 2.
NFL for 2. All right. Name the 3 primetime games this weekend. The 3 primetime games this weekend. Go ahead.
There's Chiefs and Bills.
All right.
Well,
Keep going.
I don't know. Does that count as primetime?
No. That counts as prime. I'm calling Monday primetime games.
There's Chiefs and there's I'm trying to think. Ooh.
I call times out.
No. You get 5 seconds to answer, and then you get to steal the question.
No, it's San Fran and Arizona.
That is wrong. Kyle, you are next on the board to steal the question.
I have no idea.
Thank you for your participation. Brad, go ahead.
Oh, man, I can't even guess right now. Pats and Broncos?
No, you guys, I usually got one of them. It was the Bills and the Chiefs. Sunday Night Football is the Niners and the Rams. And Monday Night Football is the Cowboys and the Cardinals.
Oh.
None of y'all get that question, but that's all right. Pooch, you're on the board. Go ahead.
NFL for 4.
NFL for 4. Name me 5 of the NFL teams that closed their facilities because of the COVID virus.
Patriots,
All right.
the Titans, the Falcons. Why'd I give you answers? I don't know the other 2.
It's a 4-point question.
I don't know. I don't know the other 5.
We got 2 more. We already got 3 on the board.
Here we go.
Go ahead, Brad. To take the lead.
Which ones did you say already?
I can't repeat
I'm not telling you.
You gotta listen to the game,
man.
Brad.
Oh, the Vikings?
The Vikings did close the facilities after the Titans game. That is correct, sir.
All right, and I want to say the Chargers.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry, Brad. You need one more team. What team?
I'm gonna say the Colts instead of
Indianapolis Colts closed their facilities. Congratulations, Ayush. You're on the board with 4 points. Very good.
I thought he named only 4 teams.
No, that was fair. Nobody said the Colts. Nobody said the Colts.
I only said 3 teams.
Yeah, then
Brad said one, and then Ayush said the other.
Oh, I thought Chargers was incorrect.
I'll take NBA for 2.
NBA for 2. Who's the new coach of the Los Angeles Clippers?
Tyronn Lue.
Very good. Very good.
Wow.
It's a 2-point question.
God.
Ayush, you at 6 points. You're doing really, really well. Go ahead.
I'll take
What else,
NBA
sweetheart?
for 4.
NBA 4, sweetheart. Thank you. All right.
Would you stop
In the
it?
NBA 2019-2020 regular season, who was second in points per game? In the regular season, who finished second in points per game?
Ooh.
And Eddie?
I'm gonna say Anthony Davis.
That is false. Ayush is wrong. Kyle, go ahead.
What's the question?
Who in 2019-2020, this season, in the regular season, finished second in points per game?
God. I'm gonna say Bradley Beal.
That is correct.
Oh,
You got the
yeah.
questions
That's right.
right. Good job, Kyle. That's 4 points for you. All right, Kyle, you're on the board. Let me hear what you want to say. We got NFL for 6, NBA for 6, and we got the 3 miscellaneous questions.
Miscellaneous for 2.
Miscellaneous for 2. All right. Who has the first pick in the 2021 MLB draft?
Come on.
It's a toughie.
I'm gonna say the Boston Red Sox because they suck.
That is a great question. That's a great answer, but I'm sorry, but that is not right, and they do suck. Brad, go ahead.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go with the card. No, the Jays.
That is incorrect. Oh, let me ask the person here who knows a lot. All right, well, you can. If Ayush doesn't get it, Mike can yell it out.
I'm just gonna say a random team name because I don't know.
Let's hear it, Ayush. Let's hear what you know about
I'm gonna
baseball.
say the Tigers.
It's a good guess actually, but no, Mike, who's the first pick?
Pittsburgh
The
Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates
wow.
have the first pick of the 2021 MLB draft. All right, everybody. I think Brad's on the board right now. We got 4 questions left, Brad.
Okay, I'll do the miscellaneous for 5.
No, there's 4 and 6, Brad.
Oh.
You gotta listen, Brad. You gotta listen.
I'm deaf.
All right, 4 and 6.
All right, I'll go 4.
Woohoo! This is NFL history. Name me how many games in the season of 1932. How many games did the Chicago Bears end with a tie? How many games did they tie that year?
I'm gonna say, oh man,
That is a tough question, my friend.
that's a toughie.
I'm telling you.
But you know what? Since I was alive back then,
I was there with you too. It was pretty cool. I've never watched the Bears game with you. That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna say 8.
That is incorrect, my friend. Ayush, you're on the board. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say 3.
You guys, the correct answer is in between you two. Kyle, go ahead.
I'm gonna say 5.
Oh, the correct answer was 6. You guys were so close.
Damn.
All right, we got 2 questions on the board. We got Ayush with 6, Kyle with 4, and Brad with a goose egg. All right. Ayush, you're back on the board. We got NFL for 6, we got NBA for 6, and we got miscellaneous for 6.
Take NBA for 6.
NBA for 6. Who led the league in blocks per game in the playoffs in the bubble? Blocks per game in the playoffs in the bubble.
I'm gonna need some English, please.
Who had the most blocks per game in the playoffs in the bubble?
In the playoffs.
In the bubble. In the playoffs in the bubble.
Talking bubble ball, yeah.
Bubble ball we're talking about. Points per game, not total blocks, but blocks per game. So it could be a first round exit team. It does not have to be like a
I'm
Lakers.
gonna go Rudy Gobert.
That is incorrect. I used just one. Kyle, go ahead.
I'm gonna go Anthony Davis.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Brad, go ahead.
Me.
It's a 6-point question, so obviously it's not gonna be Anthony Davis, Kyle. Kyle, come on, Kyle.
I'm gonna go with LeBron.
I'm gonna pretend that Brad did not just say that. All right, let's just move on. The correct answer was Miles Turner. All right.
Oh God,
That was
that's
my second guess.
Yeah. I think you were gonna say Steph Curry, but we're just gonna skip that for now. All right.
Oh God.
Kyle,
Wrong
you're on the
answer.
board. You got NFL for 6. You got miscellaneous for 6.
NFL for 6.
NFL for 6. What day this year is the NFL trade deadline? What day is the NFL trade deadline?
November 2nd.
That is incorrect, my friend. Brad, go ahead.
this.
November 4th.
That is incorrect. Ayush, go ahead.
What's today's date?
The 16th of October.
And it's week 5 this week.
It is week 5 this week.
So it would be.
You have 5 seconds.
Shut up.
You know something else like that. I will use that tennis ball against you. I will use that tennis ball against you.
I'm gonna say November 8th.
You two, you said 2nd, you said 4th. It was the 3rd. You guys were so close. All right, who's left on the board, Brad? You get the last. You get the first one. All right, let's talk a little bit of golf. This year in the U.S. Open, who won 2nd place?
Who won 2nd place?
In the U.S. Open.
Isn't that a tennis tournament?
No, U.S. Open is golf. Ayush, get your brain on in the game. Focus.
I'm gonna say it was. Oh man, this is a tough one, but
That's why I'm hosting.
I'm gonna say O'Shambo or whatever that goes.
That is not true, Ayush.
There's a guy named Koepka Brooks.
It's not Brooks. Hey, I thought you were going to say Tiger Woods. That's a good thing. Kyle?
Oh, no.
Me?
The correct answer was Matthew Wolf. Ayush, you don't follow golf. Nobody asked. All right. You know what it's time for, boys? What time is it? What time is it? It's Final Jeopardy question, everybody. You guys ready? Everybody's ready. All right. At the end of round 1, Ayush has 6 points. Kyle has 4 points. Brad, you can announce your own points, buddy.
Oh man.
Brad got the points for him. All right. But I'm a nice host. You guys get to pick the topic for Final Jeopardy. Pick the topic for Final Jeopardy. First one to yell it out. Bring the sports topic that you want.
Rugby.
You're not serious, right? Okay,
All right,
good.
pick an answer, because I can't even pull up. I can't use my phone. I got to use my brain. My big noggin right here. Big noggin.
It's football.
Football question. All right. Final Jeopardy football question. I can do that. That's really easy. All right. Ready. Name me. I need you to be able to write this down, or just remember it in your brain, and your big noggins up here. Name me all the teams that you can so far in the 2020 NFL season that have had a bye week or are currently on the bye week. Either have or had their bye week. Each person gets 30 seconds, and you get the Jeopardy song sung by me, your host, Mike and Mike's.
Wait, should we each hand in like your answer?
No, in your brain.
No, but like, because otherwise
actually,
we can build off each other's answer.
Give out the note cards. The note cards are back there. Next to there. Up there.
Come on, Cam.
Yay-hoo! We got participation.
Kyle, do you need a pencil?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't need one.
To make it fun, this is winner gets all. Winner gets all. If everybody get this question, I mean, whoever gets the most gets the question right. Whoever gets the most bye week teams gets the question right. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm as always, Mikey Mikes. You know, I'm going to talk a little about my life story as these fellows right there story down. So I'm a young man from my favorite city of Houston, Texas. I grew up a huge Miami Dolphins fan. I don't understand it. It made no sense to me at the beginning. But when I grew up, I realized Dan Marino is the god of football, and I really decided to roll with it because when I grew older, I told my parents that I wanted to be Miami Dolphins fan, and they made me live on the street for a little bit, and that's okay because at the end of the day, I love Houston, Texas, and Houston loves me. All right, everybody, you guys got okay. I'm really concerned. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see what Brad's paper says. I'm really gonna pretend I didn't see that. Okay, let's go, and let's say we have 10 seconds left. Name me all the teams that had a bye or are on a bye this week.
Do the COVID buys count?
Technically, that's a bye week.
I mean, no, like.
A team that did not play because of the coronavirus does absolutely count.
Okay, all right.
Do 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 do. We don't have enough money to pay for the actual sound, so we're gonna use my voice. Awesome. All right. Now let's see who's up. Everyone, put your pencils down. Put your pencils down, everybody. All right. Who wants to go first? Brad's gonna go first as our special guest. All right. First, show the camera what you want to say. Zoom in, please. Cameraman, please zoom in to this beautiful specimen Brad calls his handwriting. You can't see it? All right. Well, it's a picture of a man showing a question mark because Brad is very good. He drew a stick figure. Hey, Brad.
I wasn't prepared.
It was not a hard question. Go ahead, Brad.
All right, I'm gonna say the Patriots.
That's fine.
The Bills.
All right, Brad, you lost. Okay, very good. Let's go to.
Oh man.
Kyle's in second place. Kyle, you up next.
You got the Patriots, the Packers, the Broncos, the Steelers, and the Bills.
Steelers had the bye.
And the Titans.
Steelers had the bye.
Did you write the Titans?
Yes.
Oh. Did he? You gotta check what he wrote.
Fact checks.
Well, I don't think the Steelers had a bye week yet.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they
Steelers.
did. I'm wrong. So, how many was that?
6.
6.
You gotta check what he wrote.
All right.
Give me a break.
First, I need the answers, and then I'm gonna.
Patriots, Broncos, Steelers, Titans, Saints, and Vikings.
Minnesota hasn't been on bye week.
Are they
Sweet
on this
home.
one? No.
They are not on a bye week. They're on bye week next week. I'm sorry, everybody, but I think it's time to crown our first ever Sports Jeopardy champion with the celebratory mini football. It's Guy Pucci. Congratulations, Mr. Pucci. Congratulations. Thank you, everybody. I'm your host, Mikey Mike. I'll hand it back off to Mika Gat for doing an awesome job on the show. What's up, everybody? I'm back. It's Mika Gat. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in on the show. Fun show. Did a little something different today. I thought it was fun. Awesome time. So, as always, please reach out for debate questions, for guest speakers, for any suggestions you guys have at info@dsctv.com. That is, again, posted right up here, info@dsctv.com. And this concludes episode 4 of Unpopular Opinion with our first ever guest speaker, Mr. Brad.
With a big goose egg.
Wow. You can hold up this little 0 if you want.
You embarrass me.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Fucking Jeopardy. It's
Thank
fine.
you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm your host, Mika Gat. I'll see you back here next Friday. Enjoy the weekend, everybody.